Hello, hello, friends. Welcome to game number 1 between Xul Gin Distillery and the Bad Rats. My own headcanon for this match is that you've got the Xul Ginners. They're trying to make the absolute best gin ever. They're mixing everything up. They're throwing in the various ingredients. They're putting in the, fruit for flavor, and they're trying to make it just right. And then you just got these freaking asshole rats that are running around and, eating into the ingredients and just stuff is falling in. Freaking bad rats. Rabble, rabble. I'm still sad that happened, Vanadora, but honestly, it's almost a great story at this point. So usually, Monday I have a match, Tuesday I take off. Wednesday, I'll, have practice again. Thursday, I cast. Saturday, I'll cast if available. But I usually take a day off, but Vanador redeemed in order to make me have a stream, and then Vanador missed the stream. It was a really good stream, though. I enjoyed it. Other than forgetting that Copper was conductive. Oops, spoiler. So we do have Dahaka being the first one being brought out by Nutcracker. Will we have Artanis punching Dahaka in the face? It will be a StarCraft matchup. Star-crossed lovers? No. Starcrafted lovers? Also no, actually. Pretty sure that is not in the lore. Pretty sure that is not allowed. Stuck in my head. We do have, the duel of the globals. Dahaka oh wait, okay, this is really the duel of the globals. Brightwing coming out, so we've got Brightwing and Falstad as the 4-man globals, but Dahaka is also an off-lane global. Tyka's coming out here in order to potentially be mean to Mei. Mei is not necessarily the target you want for Tychus. Tychus is good into Mei, but Mei isn't like a Garrosh or a Diablo, and Mei can blind. I will say that Braxis is not banned. It's not actually being played, but it's actually not banned. That is something. That is progress. Progress is promised. We do go and get the Deathwing taken out of there. They're like, okay, you guys don't get this global. This is the battle over globals. Snowbeast, do you have any idea what you're looking at? It's okay if not. I just want to know how much I need to over-explain. I don't want to insult you, but I want you to be able to appreciate. Ooh, that's a white mane. That's a white mane. Okay, I need to time this. I want to post this to chat right after Whitemane gets there, and I need to figure out what 30 seconds is. I think it's about now. Okay, so we do have the Dipples coming out. Dipples be giving a high 5 to Tychus because Tychus will not be minigunning him. And we also have Ankle Shot coming out with the Fire Mage. The Fire Maestro. Thank you for the bits, Malby. 30 seconds ago. Hello, Danon. Hey. You do that stuff when I'm playing Veilguard. You don't have an excuse today. Too early? It's hard to figure out what 30 seconds is. Plus I get really, really excited. I apologize, Hoku. There is no Artanis this game. But we are going into game number 1. Figure out which team you think is the best one and put your money where your mouth is. Hoku, this is your chance to win Snickerdoodles so you can have me model boots from my chair. Because like I said, I can't walk around. I may go put on pants between games so that won't be an issue. Or at least shorts. But going into the game right about now. All right, coming into game number 1. Oh, first of all, let me get these like mouse cursor guides off of here. You guys don't want to see that, I've decided. So, representing the side of Xul Gin Distillery here on the blue side of the battlefield, we do have Lead coming out here and playing the miniature space dragon. Brightwing. We do have the Dahakan dinosaur coming out here with Nutcracker. Be Fresh, going to be on the bad man with the good bod. Tychus. We have Ankle Shot on the Fire Mage, Kale Thos. And then DeWitt is on Diablo, the Lord of Hell himself. But meanwhile, representing our orange team on the opposite side of the battlefield, we do go to have Lachakalia coming out here on Thrall, the war chief of the Horde. We will go ahead and have Samuro being played by Vinx, coming down here and capturing this watchtower. French is going to be on Falstad, the Thane of the Wildhammer clan. We are going to go ahead and have May, the panda-wearing Arctic explorer, being played by Ding Dong. And then Jamster is going to go ahead and be Whitemane. Whitemane, the 1920s. Flapper Girl. First of all, can we just talk about this skin for a second? It's gorgeous. So, for those of you that don't know, cough, snow beast, cough. So, Heroes of the Storm is Blizzard's answer to games like League of Legends or Dota 2. It's a little bit different. There is no last hitting. There is no trying to get gold. The point is to move across. You want to try and get experience from all 3 lanes, but you have 5 heroes. So what will happen very often is you'll have heroes break off in order to pick up these mercenary camps. Jamster's like, stop attacking me! I'm very frail! Attack Logikalia! He's a big orc! Obviously, both teams want to go ahead and try and secure kills on one another. We do go ahead and have Vinx moving up here as Semro, the Blade Master. Does see these two? I don't think Vinx can fight 2 people, and here comes DeWitt to make sure. So Semro is a Blade Master, is the master of the mirror image, so does go ahead and create a couple of extra clones. But they are not fooled. They're like, Vinx, you cannot get out of here. I don't think they realize that's the real Vinx. It can be difficult to know which of the mirror images is actually the Blade Master, and DeWitt might be in a bit of a problem. Here comes Brightwing teleporting in order to heal up. Logikalia goes in and gets flipped. And there's Diablo moving back. Now, this particular map is Cursed Hollow. There are 15 maps. Only 11 of them are used in competitive play. Each of them has a slightly different objective. This specific map, there are these tributes that come up. You can see it on the mini-map right here. Once a team collects 3 tributes, then the Raven Lord will curse their opponents. All of their minions will go down to 1 hit point, and all of their base defenses will turn off for, I think, 1 minute. It might be 2 minutes. I think it's 1 minute. Meanwhile, down here at the bottom, we do have Dahaka, the dinosaur, moving up against French. I mean, Orgas is hot ass. I mean, but to be fair, like I said, the best ass in this game is Tychus. This is Wuffy if Wuffy was in Heroes of the Storm. Ah, no, not trying to type. So since there isn't gold or last hitting, what happens is at specific points through the game, you do get extra talents. So looking at this, we can go ahead and see Dahaka's taken enhanced agility, which makes him faster and faster through the course of the game. Oh, but Ding Dong's in a lot of trouble. There is the burn down. May is getting absolutely pulverized. Gravity Lab's coming out of the Kale Thos. And May will actually survive, I believe. Here comes French coming in here being like, get away from my Eskimo! And Tychus does go down. The hotness is gone, but so is Thrall. May is a tank, very, very, very durable, very good at standing up to that damage, but then so is Diablo. Big fire wave goes through. They need to try and stop their opponents from trying to channel this. Obviously, this would only be one of the 3 tributes either team needs, but you don't want to give it up, do you? No, you do not. I answered my own question. Here's Nutcracker on Dahaka. Dahaka is a very, very tonguey boy. Dahaka wants to lick the opponent, and my gosh, his tongue is sticky. You do not want to get caught by that. And there is the tongue coming out on Vinx. Vinx got stuck for just a second. Be Fresh is back, looking into this. Now, the thing about Tychus, like, other than me talking about how muscly he is, the actual thing Tychus does is Tychus has a massive honkin' minigun, and he can switch between doing normal damage and doing percent damage, which you can imagine for a tank like Mei, Tychus just stepping in and starting to do percent damage is a problem. Alright, Be Fresh takes a good bit of damage moving back. It's going to go ahead and move into this healing well and start to heal back up. But Kael'thas, not so lucky. That is a second kill for the side of Bad Rats, but they are not ready yet. They go ahead and take down Dehek and Dahaka, and this should be the first of the tributes going the way of Bad Rats. Rats. We are the rats. They are trying to delay this, but they are suffering a lot for it. Bad Rats picked up 3 kills at the end of that fight. And now we have this separating again. We are about half a level up. We're about halfway through level 8 for the side of Bad Rats at level 10. The team that achieves level 10 will go ahead and get a 4th ability. Heroes do have 3 abilities by default. But there is this 4th heroic ability, which you can see it says unlocks at level 10. There comes another announcement. Once again, we're in the top lane. This is funny and frustrating because the big advantage that people were vying for here, like Brightwing can teleport, Falstad can fly because he's on a griffin, and then Dehek and Dahaka. Where is Dehek and Dahaka? Down here can burrow. So all of them are able to get to the tribute very, very quickly. Oh, but Tychus gets snapped. I don't know how that happened, but that's going to potentially be... Like, they will have a hard time really defending this. Thrall is going to the bottom lane. And there is Vinx picking up the second of the tributes. One more tribute, and we will have a curse befalling Xul Gin Distillery. So their distillery, I'm going to say in this case, the curse takes the form of a audit. Nice, Polymorph comes down. Polymorph goes ahead and lands onto Vinx. And Vinx in a lot of trouble. Goodbye. The Blade Master is escorted back to the Hall of Storms. We'll be returning in 20 seconds. But this is a big push coming out of Xul Gin Distillery. They have captured a mercenary camp and are just walking forward trying to take down these base defenses. Ding Dong moves in. Ding Dong, the witch is dead. Goes ahead and moves into Ice Block in order to stop that. There's a big avalanche, catches 3 people into the ice wall. Not avalanche, I lied. Be Fresh, take a bunch of damage. There's a teleport from Brightwing trying to say that. And Logicalia maybe in a little over their head, but there is a kill onto the Kael'thas once again. French goes ahead and dives into danger. It's going to be okay, though. Only Diablo was nearby. Oh my gosh, so you guys can't see it, but there's one of those spam bots that just came in, but their name is Disgraceful Occupation, which is about the best name I've ever seen for a spam bot. Alright, we are up to 8 kills to 2 in the favor of Bad Rats. And Bad Rat's going to go ahead and take this big ol' honkin' boss, while they also go ahead and curse the blue team. As mentioned, all of the blue team minion waves are down to a single hit point, and all of their base defenses are turned off. You can see that by this little thing up here. But while I'm talking about that, we do go and have the boss Steel is scouted out. Brightwing is back. Brightwing can teleport in, but Tychus on the other side of the map. And poor Kael'thas. Kael'thas just keeps getting it. Where Kael'thas doesn't want to get it. Nutcracker coming in from the side. A little bit of a low hit bar. Logicalia does not have a lot of hit points. There's the Wit coming in there, going ahead and landing that. There's the flip, but we do go ahead and have the Gust coming out of French. But Nutcracker actually burrowed under the Gust. Dove down, and they cannot secure this boss just yet. The battle is here on the boss pit. Whoever gets to stand on this point will get it. Ding Dong taking a bunch of damage, but Diablo is not moving. He's like, no, this is my boss. It's on my side of the map. Get out! And we do have a kill onto the Thunder Chicken. So meanwhile, we did go and have this bottom 4. It went down to the unrelenting aggression of our orange team. But here comes the boss. Hey, you thought this boss was going to be for you? No, it's a blue boss now. We have painted it. It does look like 2 of the forts went down. Now here's the thing. Whenever a fort goes down, the other side starts generating catapults every 3rd wave. So what that means is if the top and bottom are not taken care of, if we do not have constant vigilance for them, then slowly we will go ahead and see the things turned. Although I say that, this is now evened out because this fort has also fallen. So both forts on the bottom lane are down. We also did have a Falstad taken down. I watched it happen, but I was talking about something else. I get distracted. And it does look like this is now the Uno Reversi. However, it does look like Dahaka, or no, that's May. May is coming back up. They could try and fight this if they get here real quick, but they need to be a little bit careful because May will not be here. And no, the boss does get picked up on the side of Xul Gin Distillery. Oh, the middle one went down too. I did not notice this fort went down. So yep, all 3 of Blue's outer forts are taken down. Todd, welcome. I know I already made this joke, but you just got here. Okay, I'll wait for it not to be in the middle of a bunch of action, because there is the lockdown coming onto May. May goes ahead and ice blocks, tries to go ahead and stop that from happening. There is a ice wall coming out. Locks everyone in place, and May will survive. But more importantly for Todd, hey, look, it's Waffy! Oh, that Logicalia was very, very brave. Came in from behind and went out and got it in the behind as well. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that? I'm going to get reported. So this is the turnaround. We are up 16. That does mean that we've had some catching up in terms of experience coming from the side of Xul Gin Distillery. So at 16, you do get another one of these. We do have Devastating Charge, 1 stack out of 5. These are questing talents when you see a little number next to them. They are talents that, it's an interesting trade-off. Generally speaking, this is not 100%, but this is a lot of percent. Questing talents are less powerful than the other talents you could take, but they're scaling and they get stronger and stronger as the game goes on. So you're basically trading immediate power for long-term potential.
I grow tired of your petty squabbling. Gather tribute. Earn my favor.
We have another tribute coming up. Be Fresh, okay, is coming down to with their team. I'm like a little bit isolated and out there. Yep, Wuffy with a squirt gun. That is Tychus's Suns Out, Guns Out skin. For the summer vacation event. I mean, you know, every time Wuffy comes out, we always make the joke that there's not a dry seat in the house. Is there anything more appropriate for him to have than a super soaker? All right. Both sides are kind of forming up. Obviously, waiting for the next objective. The next objective will be here. You can again see that on the minimap. And here it starts coming in. This will be the third tribute for Xul Gin Distillery if they are able to secure it. But they have gotten the last 2, and they're up a level, but not up a talent tier. Boss is also coming up. And Be Fresh just going for it. Being like, maybe they won't notice me killing in front of them. All right, there's Nutcracker getting the tongue down. There's the, oh, Unstoppable does come out for Logicality. A perfect move from their healer. Whitemane saving them, because that was definitely a chain stun coming out. Ding Dong getting a lot of damage. And we do have Whitemane going down. Whitemane is my favorite healer in the game. I'm just going to say, I haven't actually said that yet, but her basic whole kit is that she will mark her allies and then they will be healed as she does damage. So she's very much a sadistic healer. I don't like to heal people, but I like punching people in the face. And there is the curse. Be Fresh came back here in order to go ahead and clear this so we can push into the middle. Goodbye, one hit point wonders. Meanwhile, here at the bottom of the map, we do have this. They are very safe to run in here and be very aggressive into Ding Dong because, again, the base defenses are turned off for the next 38 seconds. The only exception is the core itself. The core is immune to the Raven Lord's curse, because it's a raven itself. Don't ask me why a raven is immune to the Raven Lord. That doesn't actually make sense. That awkward moment where you say something and then you're like, wait a minute. We do have level 20s, like level 10. This does unlock our Storm tier talents. So we will have Flamethrower, coming from Fawcett, Invisible Friends, Contagion, Bob and Weave, and Hellgate. Congratulations on the 20 stream streakage. Very much so. Obviously, Snowbeast, I can't remember if you play WoW or not, but if you do, then you're very aware of High Inquisitor Whitemane. Yep, Miss Arise, my champion herself. All right, we do have, it looks like, oh, will this go? Yes, it does. So we do go ahead and have two of the keeps. Whenever both the, if you remember when I talked about that you'll have catapults every third wave once you take the fort down, if you take down both the fort and its associated keep, then you'll end up with a catapult every single wave. Both sides are level 20. Looking at the other end of the map, we do go ahead and have Dance of Death from Samuro. Wind Tunnel. Wind Tunnel is oppressive. Wind Tunnel just like blasts you into a wall and doesn't let you move. We have Earthen Shields for Thrall. Flash Freeze. Oh, okay. So whenever you kill May, no, you didn't. And then we do have the Scarlet Crusade. I don't think Briar's theme song is actually related to World of Warcraft or Whitemane, but I won't lie, I've always kind of liked the idea or thought about the fact that Scarlet Vow is about the Scarlet Crusade. Oh, yeah. We have our orange team moving back because there was a boss that came through the bottom lane. I think they forgot about it because they took a camp. They're like, oh wait, we're taking core damage. Up at the top of the map, you can see 77% on the orange core. If that gets to 0, the game is over. And here's the thing, the core does not heal. It does regain shields. Up here on the blue side, you can see it's 100%, but then there's this white bar beyond that. It actually, the white bar will heal 50% of the core's max HP. So right now, effectively, the blue core is at 150% health, but the orange core is forever at 60%. Which means that the most it can finger quotes heal to is 114%. So that 36% damage is gone for good. All right, we do go and have a second tribute being picked up by the side of bad rats. Here's the thing, those tributes, as you've seen both times it's happened, that curse absolutely devastates. Like, you're just able to run across the whole map, nothing can stop you. So this game could very easily turn around. Bad rats are in a bad position, but that bad position can be reversed with one more tribute. We do have our blue team down here. You know what? I have not... I did zoom out. I want to zoom out even more. Maximum zoom! Things keeping an eye on things. Meanwhile, we do go and have Fallout up here trying to push this out. They did get rid of this mercenary camp. You didn't really get to see it, but you got to see the rocks. And here is the final trip down. The final trip down. It's actually not the final one. Obviously, if orange doesn't come here, but I mean, this is 2 out of 3 for our orange team. So if they come down here, it looks like they're actually playing mind games though. They're like, well, we're not going to come down there. You guys are going to be defensive, so we can go ahead and pick this up with no issue. Where is their boss? Their boss, oh, is like 2 minutes away. So yeah, they're not even going to try and fight for this right now. We're going to give one of the 3 tributes to their opponents. That, I think, was May's level 20. So much damage onto May, and so much damage not quite being enough. A lot of damage. There's the wind tunnel I was talking about. They cannot move back in. The wind tunnel just keeps going and going and going. Watchtower taken back by our orange team. We do slowly have the top lane going against blue. Once it gets into tower range, that might reverse, because the tower will obviously be extra damage, but we'll just have to see. Right now, it does not look like our blue team is concerned about it. They're moving up towards that tribute. Dahaka in bottom lane. Dahaka abusing the fact that he can burrow, so he can push and then pull back. Orange not trying to go for him, though. They're pinging. They're like, Dahaka's going to show up in just a second. Their Nutcracker comes out of the bushes. Oh, DeWitt runs in there. DeWitt might have overextended a little bit in the middle of the entire enemy team. No, looks like the damage focus wasn't there. And there is the push in. We do go and have the Unstoppable being used onto Falset. And there again is that Mighty Gust upgraded into the wind tunnel, pushing everyone out of the area. Very, very low, but it is going to be White Mane going down first. That means there's no healing left on the orange side for a bit, and May goes down as well. Thrall drops down the Earthquake, keeps everyone from being able to move around easily. But there is French. Nutcracker looking at that, and it's going to be Lightning Chicken tonight for the dinosaur. Samuro doing what they can, but Samuro is going to be in a, like, there are 2 catapults moving in here, but you know what? There are 5 heroes moving in here. And we are 40 seconds until everyone's back up. We may not see a third tribute. We are 2-2, but they are looking to go ahead and end this game right here. Samuro is trying to race. That's not going to happen, Samuro. You're strong and you do a lot of damage. You do not do as much damage as 5 enemy heroes. Though, to be fair, I don't think Samuro was in a position to be able to actually defeat 5 enemy heroes either. Thus, game number 1 ends with a victory for Xul Gin Distillery. Looking at the stats, we do go and have, in terms of overall damage, Kael'thas got picked off a lot. I was constantly seeing Kael'thas dying in the early game, but Kael'thas definitely came back with the big damage numbers, 61,000. And here's the thing, like, Tychus kind of cheats with the percent damage, and Kael'thas still outscaled them. Tychus does come in second with 59,000 and 53 coming out of that their dibbles. In terms of healing, White Mane does lose out to Brightwing. Not super surprising. Brightwing is more of a numbers healer. Whitemane is much more of a I can heal my entire team at the same time. So Whitemane is kind of the team fight healer as opposed to a raw I can heal a lot of damage healer. So it's not super surprising to see Brightwing win out on the raw number scale. And then in terms of that soak, Dahaka does outsoak the Samuro. Again, because Dahaka could stay in the lane and burrow in, whereas Samuro actually had to go to the objective. Talents, that seems generous. Here they are. Take them down, take them into Stormlane, get all of the amazing victories that you want, and I will see you for game number 2. Bye. I mean, not bye. I'll be back. Shoot. Welcome to game number 2. It is not on Braxis, but it is on the second best map in NGS, Dragonshire. I have not seen Joselle, but Joselle is always happy to see this map because Joselle is obsessed with dragons, and there's a big honking dragon with an axe on this map. Imagine Trogdor, except, you know, with a big axe. Lost Vikings are banned out by the side of Xul Gin Distillery. Lost Vikings are interesting because they're 3 heroes in one, and yeah, you control them all separately, which, remember that the goal is to get a soak from all 3 lanes? That one hero can be in all 3 lanes. It's dangerous because they don't have a lot of hit points, so they can get ganked pretty easily. But they're not in this game, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about them. We do have Johanna the Crusader from Diablo 3 being removed. Removed. There's a va la 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 la. Also from Diablo 3. What's actually really funny about that Vanador is that I'm pretty sure the first time I played it, I just immediately realized what to do. But for some reason, this time I got obsessed with finding the fuse. Ooh, Deathlink was banned on the middle ban phase last time, but this time we have both Garrosh and Deathwing. Bad Rats banned out the little dragon, but then took the big dragon. Unfortunately, no. Yeah, Makoto is not in this game, which is a massive opportunity lost. We do gonna have Malthael coming out for Nutcracker, and then Anduin the Lad. The Boy King of Stormwind. Anu. So we have the Beetle King being removed after the Boy King was taken. Last ban, we do not yet have an offlaner or a healer on the side of Bad Rats. Anyone's taken, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a healer taken here. But you could make the same argument for Malthael being taken. They do go and get rid of Lucio. Lucio has high 5, which can completely negate stuns. So that does mean they're going for some sort of big ol' wombo thing where they're just going to like lock everyone down, and they don't want Lucio ruining that. We do have Punchy Boy coming out, as well as Sonya. Jamster playing the Leap Lady. For those of you in chat that are wondering what the heck Vanador is talking about, I had a stream yesterday that Vanador missed, and so Vanador's talking about that. I do apologize for leaving you in the cold. Ooh, Kerrigan? Now that's a hero that can really help me to Kerrigan. But all of the heroes are locked in. We do have decent lockdown, although that's not what would be expected with the Lucio ban. We have Stitches. Stitches can throw out a hook and go ahead and... Yep, 4-man Deathwing. Still no Artanas. I'm sorry, Hoku. I also didn't put on pants. I'm bad. But. Here we go. All right, coming into game number 2, we do have Xul Jin up 1-0, trying to go ahead and close this out with a 2-0 victory. We do have Ankle Shot coming out here and playing the Kael'thas. I love the Xul sunglasses emotes. We do have DeWitt coming out here on the Stitches. The Zombie King. Okay, he's not really a king. Malthael, the Angel of Death, being played by Nutcracker. Led playing the superhero Anduin. And then we do have Be Fresh on the pirate super colorful Drek Bird Falstad. You know, if Drek ever played this game, this would be the hero Drek. Oh god! I was trying to talk about Drek. But regardless, we do go and have Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades, coming out here with her massive, massive angel wings. They're not really angel wings, but I mean, come on, look at them. They're skeletal angel wings. Being played by French. We have Logicalia on Punch Monk, the Karazim. We have the big ol' heckin' dragon Vinx. The witch, you're not going nowhere. being played by Deathwing, Ding Dong on Garage, the Throw Tank, and then Jamster playing the Death Knight Sonya. Unfortunately, he's playing the variation with the helmet on. I like the other one better.
The Dragon Knight's power? Prove it. Take control of the shrines.
Right, Nutcracker going against Sonya. This is something that is going to be very, very hard for Jamster, especially after level 4, and especially after level 10. Speaking of level 10s. Oh man, Bad Rats are upset about last game, and they're just looking for blood. They've gotten 3 kills so far. There is Lead. Lead goes ahead and moves through very, very quickly. We do go ahead and have Gathering Storm being picked up on the fall set, already just about halfway done. Ding Dong trying to become a dragon. Can the orc be a dragon? Yes, the orc can. Snow Beast. Here is our dragon with an axe. Dragon with an axe. Lots of people in the middle, but Stitches came down below. I like this when they do the split push. They let the dragon be like intimidating, be like, you better pay attention to me. But then the rest of the team goes somewhere else. What did Kerosene take at level 1? Kerosene did take Iron Fists. So yeah, that is the DPS Kerosene build. Here's the problem. If Xul Gin Distillery gets on the offensive, that does mean Kerosene is not going to be as effective a healer. If we go ahead and look real quick. Nope, I can't see it on the screen. If we look at healing done. Oh, healing done, I said. Like, oh, actually, Kerosene's ahead of Anduin. Okay, that's really surprising. Never mind, I was trying to make a point and the point got messed up. Things moving away. There's Ankle Shot. Goes ahead and tries to move back. Ankle must not have access to the healing well. Yeah, they do. I don't know why they're not using it. Oh no, 60 seconds. I always forget where it is on the overlay. Imps are hanging out in the bushes. Does see there's 2 enemies though, and it's like, I probably shouldn't be here. This is not a fight I'm going to win, but it does look like they're moving down here. If Jamster figures that out, Jamster can lead a pretty aggressive push. Lots of fiery damage coming down. Not just damage, fiery damage. Does avoid. Here's the thing about Kerrigan, because Kerrigan is not a hero you see all the time. So Kerrigan's kit, she can leap onto someone from a short distance. You can kind of see the range right there. She can drop a little circle in the ground that will, after 1.25 seconds, come up with a stun. And then she can pull enemies in towards her. It's a little triangle. So very, very often what you will see Kerrigans do is they will leap at someone, and then they will drop a stun under them, and then pull them back into the stun as they try and run away. You can sidestep the pull, but that means you're not getting away from the damage from the rest of Kerrigan's team. Alright, we're not on Kerrigan anymore. Now we do have a level 10 for our Bad Rats. We are going to see summon Ultralisk and kill Anduin. That is 6 kills to 0 in favor of bad rats. Now here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Garrosh is a hero that excels in the early game. I bet I missed a Sonya. No, Sonya doesn't have leap. I'm really surprised that happened. No, Sonya does have leap. And it is on cooldown for 40 seconds, so yep. That's what just happened. But Garrosh is a hero that's really, really strong in the early game and does fall off a bit. So, just because the bad rats are winning really hard right now, that doesn't... We saw the last game, they also started off really well in the last game.
The flame cleanses all.
But we do have Bellowing Roar, 7-sided strike, leap, and decimate. And we do have level 10s now on the side of Xul Gin Distillery. We will see Gorge. Stitch is going to eat somebody. We do have the Mighty Gust, as we saw last game, Phoenix, Light Bomb, and then the Last Rites. Last Rites makes Malthael so much more damaging. You basically cannot get down to the last 30% of your health. Hello, Norator. Freaking love that dragon. I just punts people.
That beast is not my beloved. Not anymore.
Now here's the thing, Deathwing is immune to any displacement effects, so Deathwing is very much going to be playing interference for DeWitt. Because if DeWitt's hook hits Deathwing, nothing happens. I think it still does damage, but you don't do hooks for damage. Yeah, hook still is 140 damage, whereas like the basic attack is 110. There was the hook, came down. Unstoppable was used a little bit early on the light bomb, but lots of damage onto Ding Dong. However, DeWitt in a bad situation, trying to go ahead and stitch his waddle out of there, and will, it looks like. Once again, there's the hook, came down, hit the dragon. Not the target you want, because you can't actually pull a dragon. And we do go and have a DeWitt moving down here to the bottom of the camp. However, Malthael in a bit of trouble. Like I said, Malthael is a lot more dangerous at level 10, but Malthael cannot fight 3 people. Does actually manage to survive and get out, though. More than I was expecting. I 100% thought there'd be a leap coming in, and then there'd just be a dead angel. That's a good point. Yeah, the Dragon Knight definitely can teach the Usos something about what yeeting is.
The Dragon Knight's power. Red team has destroyed a fort.
You want down here at the bottom of the map, it does look like we have a bit. But once again, that Deathwing stepping in the way and not allowing a hook to land. Okay, big leap coming in from Sonya. Sonya goes ahead and gets onto a lot of the enemy team. Ankle Shot does not have a lot of health, but there is Be Fresh going ahead and gusting everyone away. Gust also does not work on the dragon. The dragon just shuts down a lot of heroes, but if you're like, man, the dragon is just immune to all types of CC, that's really overpowered. The thing is, the dragon's also immune to healing. So, like, if you do damage the dragon, the only way the dragon can repair it is either by going to a Moonwell or by flying up in the air. We don't have any in this game, but that's one of the things that the dragon is very weak to things poisoning effects. Because the disadvantage of poison is that, oh, there's that Last Rites, but Ding Dong barely survives. The thing about poison effects, the disadvantage of them is that they're over time, so they tend to do more damage than most abilities, but the healer has a lot more opportunity to actually like be preventive and stop anyone from dying. But the thing about Deathwing is since you can't heal Deathwing, then the poison attacks just do full damage and there's nothing anyone can really do about it. I forget, does Deathwing heal? I think must have a talent that lets him heal. I'm not looking at talents. I'm dumb. Okay, yeah, when he has 3 or more armor plates, he heals for 0.6 of his maximum health per second. So that is what kind of keeps him up there. But if he ever falls below 3 armor plates, which is... he falls below this little divider right here, then he stops healing, and that's why you see him fly up in the air. Oh my god! Boop! Got a little bit greedy for DeWitt, but this is going to be a keep going down. One of my absolute favorite lines in Here's the Storm is if you have Alrock as an announcer, at this point, Alrock will come in and be like, "Your keep has been taken." The irony. And it's wordplay and it's amazing, and I absolutely adore it. We do have the rest of the blue team coming back, and so we do have a retreat coming from the orange team. Malthael is up here. Malthael has not managed to land a Last Rites yet. Here's the thing about Last Rites. It's our only questing ultimate in the game. So, after 2 seconds, it will deal 50% of the missing health. So basically, if you've taken 67% damage, it will kill you. And if someone is killed by it or dies within 1 seconds of it dealing damage, then you get a stat and the cooldown goes down. But right now we are at full cooldown because there are no stacks. Big stun coming in. French takes a good bit of damage. Lots of damage coming through, but oh my gosh, that was just so much. The damage potential of bad rats is terrifying. They do get a kill onto the Kerrigan. I like how they're focusing the Malthael, because focusing the Malthael really makes it so that they can't get the Last Rite stacks, because they're never around for like the end of the fight whenever the health bars get low. Hello, Demon Ground. This might be the end of the game. We have 30 seconds so anyone comes up, and we have a Dragon Knight marching in. And the knights come marching, the knights come marching. Does not even care about that keep. Says, nope, I'm here for the core, and pop, and pop, and pop. And that is going to be the end of game number 2, with Bad Rats bringing us to a 1-1 standing. We are going to be back for game number 3, the rubber match. But we're not leaving just yet. Let's talk about these amazing stats. Because they're amazing. Hi. We do have Deathwing coming out with 40,000 damage with the course of the game, dwarfing everyone. Kael'thas comes in second with 32,000, and Kerrigan with 28. In terms of healing, we do have Anduin, not surprisingly, out-healing Karazam. Karazam, that's a place in WoW. Karazim? Karazim, not surprising, not really taken to be a raw numbers healer, so Anduin should have won that. I tried to demonstrate that at the beginning of the game. It was not demonstratable yet. We do also have, in terms of soak, Sonya slightly out-healing the Malthael, but only by about 1,000 soak. The big story is the 15. Remember I said Garrosh is very, very powerful early game, does drop off a little bit later, but they got so many kills between the Garrosh and the Kerrigan lockdowns that they were able to spiral ahead based on the experience from the kills, and into the game we were at level 20 versus level 17. But we will be back for game number 3. Don't go anywhere. After these messages, we'll be right back. I mean, no one redeemed Boots. Also, how do you know Hoku? Maybe the cat's name is Boots? I know this is the same pair I had last time, but it's still sitting there. You guys are getting this for free. Okay, camera. Camera, refocus. Oh, it actually did? I do like them. They're one of my favorite pairs. I think I like the red insoles a bit more, but you know. You know. Okay, getting back to the draft. I get distracted easily. We do go ahead and have, oh, once again, we have Garage, but this time Garage is being taken by the side of Xul Gin Distillery. They do not want that orc. We do also have Tychus being taken so that one of Garage's counters is not available. Oops. Tassiface being picked up by Ankle Shot. We do have the Lad Anduin picked up by Logicalia. And then we do have the Rubbish Rodent, Junkrat. Meanwhile, we did have Deathwing banned out, so the two biggest issues they had... I think it's funny they ban out Deathwing and then they don't take Stitches, because Deathwing was absolutely being terrible and terrifying to Stitches. They also go ahead and get rid of Stitches. Oh, interesting. We have a siege taunt coming up. Sergeant Hammer is largely immobile. Can move very, very slowly at level 7, but whenever she gets into siege mode, she just has to kind of sit there, but her range goes crazy, so it can be a little bit difficult. But Sergeant Hammer into Garage is a decision. I'm not sure that, they obviously have a plan, but that scares me. Hello, Cyanide. Malthiel once again on the Nutcracker, but this time we do have Lead picking up the Taronda. Taronda also very good into Hammer. Basically all these people with targeted abilities on the hero that has a hard time moving. Here's the thing about that though, because between Junkrat and Sergeant Hammer, it's very, very difficult to move forward into this team. And I think that's what they're banking on. The other thing that could just be a little bit is that ETC does not have a lot of health. But we're going into the game. The final prediction is going to be coming in just a second. Put your money where your mouth is. No one ever supports bad rats. What? You don't like rats? Watch Ratatouille. Ratatouille's amazing. Here we come onto the best map, and here's the Storm, Boraxis Holdout. We have DeWitt playing Garrosh, the Throw Tank. We do have Led playing Taronda, the Stun Healer. We do have Ankle Shot on the Mechatassadar. Why would you take Mechatassadar and then not have him transform? Don't get me wrong, I love the Unicorn. The Unicorn is beautiful. But you can transform into a jet. We do have Be Fresh on the Wuffy Tychus. And then we have Nutcracker once again on the Angel of Death, Malthiel. Meanwhile, representing Bad Rats, we do go ahead and have the 1920s Derby Tank coming out here, being played by Jamster. Lajakalia will be playing the Anduin, the Lad. Ding Dong on the Country Rock. Oh, nice pull from Anduin. Country Rock Bull, ETC. And then lastly, we do go now French playing Junkrat. Junkrat able to throw grenades from a very, very long distance and trap up areas. Meanwhile, at the top, we do have Samuro. Samuro actually very, very good into, because yeah, it's very, even if you last rights, then Samuro can just swap with the clone, and that somehow tricks death. I don't understand how that happens. Now, the disadvantage, of course, is that Malthiel can heal off of all 3 clones. Yeah, this is the annoying thing. Someone has to get... That's something that can be manually detonated, and I don't know that you can actually destroy it. It's just a trap. There was a scouting owl going through, and I didn't verify was up there. Vinx down pretty low. And here comes a mercenary camp. Going to be moving across top lane. I love how brutal the lore of this game is, because basically it boils down to a question of just go up to the mercenaries and punch them in the face until they agree to help you. Alright, 12% channel. Both teams are trying to channel both top and bottom altars. Now blue has access, but Samuro moving into through the top. There's Jamster. Nice pushback, but there's that. Lots of damage coming onto Garrosh and also lead. I do think blue has to retreat from this battlefield. Be Fresh, get out of there! And Tassaface goes down. However, here this camp is doing work, trying to go ahead and knock this down. There is a slight level advantage on the side of Bad Rats. Do we have the blue team once again getting this taken care of? And yeah, just to briefly address that, the rules are basically that spraying is not inherently against the rules, but if the other team asks you to stop, you heckin' stop. Some teams are completely okay with it. Some teams, you know, it's all in good fun and it's just a little bit of showmanship. And other teams get a little tilted by it. And we definitely don't want people getting tilted by it. So it has been requested and hopefully it stops. So we are at 74% channeled. What happens is that you have these Zerg pins and Zerg come out up until we get to one team gets to 100%. The other team just has what they have. But here come more Zerg coming out here because both areas are now controlled by our orange team. But here's the thing, even if orange gets up to 100%, they still have to deal with a 74% blue wave. Like, the blue Zerg don't go away. Vinx, go ahead. Vinx got baited out a little bit. There should be a grenade. Oh no, there was no grenade available. That's sad. Be Fresh would totally like baited Vinx to come in here, use their clones, and then boom. So we do go have Anduin using the Trust Issues button, going and pulling Jamster out of danger. But Ankle Shot. Nope, Ankle Shot actually survived. I thought Ankle Shot was dead for sure. I'm not going to lie. Oh, I'm hunky. So we are at level 7, and you can now see what I was talking about with Sergeant Hammer able to move a little bit, but certainly a lot slower than everyone else. There's a throw, but we do go ahead and have up in the top lane, the Angel of Death was taken out by the Samurai. Oh, yeah, yeah, you know you are my samurai. Oh my god. I really want to know what happened there. I was definitely not looking. Oh, okay, that's what happened. So Malthiel basic attacks cleave an area in front of Malthiel and affect non-structured targets with Reaper's Mark. Marked enemies are revealed and take damage equal to 2% of their maximum health every 1 second. So it looks like just the 2% damage onto Malthiel ended up taking him out. So here come the blue Zerg at the bottom. However, the red Zerg, no, we do have most people. Oh, that is not. I'm not going to talk about it.
Zerg threat eliminated.
Okay, good. I thought they were trying to say, "Oh yeah, sorry, it's just a thing I do," and we weren't trying to fix. I was like, "Oh, that's not a great. It's not really a defense, my dude." I will say, if this ends up being a problem, like it gets complained about with any frequency, you can actually unbind spray. I'm not gonna name names, but I have had someone on one of my teams that had to do that because they just could not stop spraying, and so they just unbound the key. But it looks like everything's going pretty okay. I think that was more of a, I'm sorry I sprayed that one time, it's something automatic. I'll try not to do it, which is fair, which is fine. We do have level 10s now available for the side of Bad Rats. We're going to see Napalm Strike coming from the Sergeant Hammer. Not surprising, Napalm Strike basically hits the entire point. And it only has a 6-second cooldown, so it's basically like a 4th basic ability. Rip Tire from the Junkrat, Blade Storm, Light Bomb, and Mosh Pit. I love Mosh Pit. Alright, Unstoppable comes down. There's a throw. I don't think they necessarily want Ding Dong. There's the Mosh Pit coming out, but I don't think the ETC survives this. However, they do trade 2 for 1, so that's still advantageous for the Bad Rats. That is the problem. Tyrande is a really, really good lockdown healer, but she's not one of the ones you take for raw healing numbers. Mostly those are the best healers in terms of raw healing numbers are Brightwing, Stukov, and Anduin. And sometimes Deckard. Deckard really relies on your team actually picking up the potions. E-Fresh shows back up here. We want to capture top point, but that does mean they're at a disadvantage down bottom because there are 4 enemies down there. Alright, there's French getting tossed in there. There is a lightning blast, but Ankle Shot has to move back, does tap the healing well. Unfortunately, Tyrande got stuck in place, and that is going to be a double kill inside the Bad Rats, and probably our first structure of the game going down. Again, that was a bit awkward because Tychus was up at the top the whole time, so they were fighting with a disadvantage. That is true. I don't really think of Alex because I never see her. There's the toss, but Ding Dong immediate. Okay, nice move, but there's the Riptire. Riptire takes out, well, really one person. The other person got taken out top. But yeah, that Riptire is such a good follow-up. Even if you break the mosh, everyone's together. Hello, Silverbell. Silverbell. And here come the bad rats. Are we going to get our second structure, which is not the other fort, but actually the keep? They're playing for keeps? This is a full Zerg wave against a very minor Zerg wave up top. We do have the entirety of the blue team down here to defend. Ultralisk coming in here with their is it Kaiser Blades? I'm pretty sure it's the Kaiser Blades that they use. Look at me trying to act like I know StarCraft. I'm actually pretty good at it. Oh, nice blast coming out of the Tassadar. Tassadar is still not finished with their quest yet, although I forget we don't even have 16s. It feels like the end of the game. There goes French Junkrat being junked. We do go ahead and have... For a second I thought it was Deathmosh, and then I remembered once again, we're not at the end of the game. I'm super good at this, guys. Ankle shot goes in and gets out of there. There's Lead. Moving back with our 2 people down. The other side has lost their Junkrat as a lot of their damage, but Jamster is going ahead and just going to lash into this. Unstoppable comes down to stop the Lead from going ahead and getting that stun down, and we are down to 50%, okay, 55% of core health for our blue team. Once again, there's the Riptire looking for, does not actually get anyone. But yeah, that Riptire, it's so hard for them to stay far enough apart for the Riptire to not affect them. It's a bit of a problem, and I don't know that there's a good solution. Alright, sorry. Just checking something real quick. Just like we have a little bit of a slowdown. Level 16s for the Bad Rats, just now hitting 15 on the side of Xul Gin Distillery. Does check boss, verifies the enemy team is not currently on boss. Malthael at 0 stacks of last rights. And I don't mean to laugh, but if you remember last game, same thing. Like, they're having such a hard time actually getting. And the Samurai was a great counter to Malthael. That is going... Now, they are moving down here. They're looking to go ahead and backdoor. This could be very dangerous because they just lost their Samurai. So they are down. They could go ahead and get collapsed upon from the side. I do like... We've got this here in order to scan for what's happening. Silverbell! Puns in my chat? Alright, DeWitt going ahead and securing this top point. Again, they have a hard time. Malthael is up in 10 seconds, but this is going to be a decent bit of beacon progress. Malthael is not here, so it's actually a 4v4. And DeWitt has to fall back. Man, the long range... I was actually really worried about them moving into this with such a weak tank. I shouldn't say weak. ETC is not weak. He's not such an endurable tank is what I should actually say. But they just have such a hard time staying in place against the long range potential of Junkrat and Sergeant Hammer. All right, lots of damage on the Fringe. Nice unstoppable. Went ahead and saved that. Black Hole comes down. Oh my gosh, Fringe barely stays alive. That felt illegal, but we do have, that's what I was talking about endurability, because we do go and have the Mosher going down. Vinx super low, does last second swap with one of their clones. But once again, that is going to be Xul Gin Distillery getting the better side. Yes, better side of an engagement. DeWitt? Okay, you know what? You knew what you were doing?
Blue team's core is under attack.
Go ahead and stopping this progress right quick. They do have 45 seconds before Junkrat comes back. The rat came back the very next day. The rat came back. We thought he was a goner, but the rat came back. DeWitt really needs healing. Let's come back! They do see Hammer out on the map. But of course, this is still up and active. Oh, this could be dangerous. Now we almost have everyone back up. They will not get any channel this. The bottom was already taken. Bit surprised they didn't go for boss there whenever their opponents were down 2. Alright, Nutcracker does go back for that. As soon as Nutcracker's seen in lane, we will probably see some aggression coming from Bad Rats. The Hellbat will go ahead and help them. And they do verify their opponents are on the Hellbats. Ding Dong out a little bit, needs to be careful. Right now, the game plan for Xul Gin Distillery is seeing if you can bait out some of this stuff. Oh, Lead might be in a bad position. Nope. Not going to be able to collapse just yet. There is some damage coming out of Malthiel. Does actually take, throwing shade and not die alone. Makes sense, you're up against a Samuro. But that does actually mean everyone that got hit by that will take 10% of their overall health and damage. Because it's once per second for 4 seconds, plus this talent actually gives it 2% on the initial impact as well. They are coming around. Ring around the rosy. There's Vinx. Vinx goes ahead and gets thrown in. Ding Dong lands that, but almost immediately. But there's that rip tire. People think that is because you rip the ability. No, it's because rest in peace. All right, both healers are, or both tanks are down. The opposite of healer. We do go ahead and have, oh, Samuro in a bit of trouble. Vinx, nope. A little bit more channel, and at this point we do have an advantage. On the side of Xul Gin Distillery, they are moving up. It is 4 versus 3. A little bit of defensive positioning coming out for the side of Bad Rats. There's the channel. We should get up to 100%. They are not in a position to take bottom. And so we do have the full Zerg wave coming out of bottom. That will halt the aggression. There is a lot of things right outside of Blue's core. Meanwhile, though, we did have this just continue to push. It will get cleaned up right now. There is the Zerg rush. Zerg does have 44% up top. Does need to be dealt with as well. Looks like the top fort will be going down. Fringe coming in here. Nice Riptire. Catches a lot of things. I don't think it'll be enough. Those Hydralisks are just absolutely lambasting this. And there goes the bottom fort. Still going to be an advantage in terms of the bottom catapults, because obviously the bottom keep is gone for the side of Xul Gin Distillery. Level 20s all. And there go the Zerg waves. Now, anyone in chat want to tell me how this map doesn't have comeback potential and is too one-sided? Oh my god. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. There is Logicalia. That is a 4-man team. Not quite wipe, but you know what? Pretty dang close. Oh my goodness. The Jamster actually somehow killed 2 of them. I don't know how that happened. Now, Malthael does use his level 20. No one can stop death. Is that what it's called? Yes, it is. Okay. For some reason, I had doubts. I'm actually really... That was a really, really good attack. They do go in and look at boss. Jamster should not... Like, the big thing the Jamster had was the defense of the interior, but here comes everyone back, and if they run straight in, I don't think they make it in time. I do think this will be picked up by Xul Gin Distillery, but man, that blunted the Xul Gin aggression. Both teams now currently have 1 keep. Vinx runs in, but it's not going to be enough. Why are they all hearthing? Were they worried about a back door? Oh, this was such a good move. The boss actually stopped in order to fight these guys. Going to be very, very, very little aggression, though they did take it off the map. Everyone is back up at this point. Both sides taking their mercenary camps. Looks like we're going to have a showdown at bottom point. There's the throw. Double throw coming in there. We do go and have the taunt. Vinx go ahead and... Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, Vinx survives, but the cow does not. Very, very, very low health pools. We do go and have the Tassar taken out by Vinx in the back line, but Vinx is revealed. There is the owl coming through. You do not get to go anywhere. Both points are there, but DeWitt looking at this. Boop. Now here's another problem, because we do have this camp pushing through the top, and right now, yeah, Orange team has to go back very, very quickly, because this is going to... There are 2 catapults plus the mercenary wave. And they're actually fighting for this point. This could be terrible. The shields are gone. The paint is scratched. Down to 91% on the core health. I don't know what stopped it, actually. Okay, we do have Ding Dong coming back saying, I need to deal with this. However, there's Be Fresh trying to go ahead and get onto this. French doing everything that he can in order to try and keep them off of that point. And here comes the channel. Hey, blue bar is growing. Hey, blue bar is growing. Okay, DeWitt, I get the aggression, but the rest of your team is not here. Why do they see a lot of them top? And yeah, the full Zerg wave, it's only a 32% Zerg wave, but Samuro is going to try and push through with it. Now here's the thing, 32% is kind of right on that edge. 40% or higher, it can absolutely wreck buildings. But with Samuro, that might be enough. That is the question. Can they take care of it? Jamster going ahead and getting it knocked down. Here comes the blue wave. There's the throw. Bye-bye, Jamster. Bye-bye, Jam. Bye-bye, Logica. Yeah. So those 2 kills may have just cinched the game. They're trying to go through there. The core is smaller. There's the Riptire. Nice move. Does not want to give them the reset, but that will be the end of the game and a victory for Xul Gin Distillery here in game number 3 on the best map in Heroes of the Storm. I'm going to keep saying it. You can't stop me. So with that said, let me go ahead and see if I can get us an interview. And there's interview in lobby 2. All right. So while I wait to find out if anyone, yep, actually here we go. I am joined by Ankle Shot, the
Hello.
the much bullied Tassadar. I felt so bad for you.
You know, it's okay because I feel like my team still had my back even when I was overstepping and dying. So
That was such a great game. I'm also joined by DeWitt and Be Fresh. So just everyone's coming in. It's a party.
Yeah, pure pressure.
Yeah.
So first question, kind of the easy one to start us off. How are you guys feeling right now? Oh my god.
I mean, it's a little bit of relief for sure. There were definitely a lot of very close calls and multiple of those games, and so we're just we're feeling pretty good that we managed to kind of hold our nerve and just clutch it out.
So the first thing I have to say is that I'm mad at both of you guys because both games 2 and 3, I made a point of being like, okay, well, Garrosh is really strong in the early game, but the later the game gets and the more the damage spikes, the less effective he ends up being. And both games, Garrosh just ran away with things.
He is so good after level 20. The double throw? Crazy. And you get resets too.
No, I definitely noticed that. The poor Anduin on the other team was like, well, wait, how? I can't pull both. Even if I take the double pull, there's a cooldown.
Yeah, poor guy.
So going back to game number 1 on Cursed Hollow was definitely so that game I'm going to go ahead and say, like, I am not positive you guys would have won that if not for the turnaround at the bottom boss. That was such a just. He kind of felt like Diablo just stood on the point and was like, I don't care what happens, I'm never moving. And massive shout out to your Dahaka, who managed to like burrow under the gust.
And then had a clutch pull, right? I think I remember that. That was great play.
Yeah, he hit like a bunch of awesome tongues, and then of course, yeah, burrow under Gus and stuff like that. Because really good Dahaka game from Nutcracker.
Extremely. Because one of those things, the Gus came out, and I just expected to see the boss go, but then Dahaka was still standing there, and I was like, oh, Dahaka, you're amazing. Usually I only see like Deathwings do that, where it's like, no, I'm not moving. What did you guys feel like you had the game the whole time, or was it a similar feeling of, oh my gosh, we're back in this now, whenever the boss shifted, and then you were able to start, like, you move up, take their boss, and start painting the map blue again?
Well, I mean, certainly we went to the boss because we thought it was one of our best ways of getting back in the game, and so we were just like, well, this has to go our way, right? And luckily, thanks to a couple of really good plays, it ended up working out.
It absolutely did. That was such a nail biter game. Though I do think you guys offended Bad Rats, because my gosh, in game number 2, they were just like notching their belt. They came out with one of the most disgusting comps I've seen, and it was just like, and you don't get to play the game, and you don't get to play the game.
Yeah, well, it's kind of just bullied us, you know.
Yeah.
we just kind of had to sit there and whimper.
And there were
right.
a couple of draft interactions that we had kind of thought about and then disregarded, and then once we started playing the game, we're like, that's why we and it just found out that we thought that the Stitch's friendly hook was going to help us out more than it did, for example, and then also forgot that Deathwing can just shrug off the hooks, and we're like, oh, well, there goes half of our plan. So not a great start for us out of the draft.
Oh, the Deathwing was so oppressive. I felt so bad for you guys, because I'm pretty sure that, like, of the hooks that hit enemy heroes, like 70% hit Deathwing.
Yeah, he was doing a good job of just doing that and protecting his team.
Yeah, it felt bad. I think those were like, everyone thinks their hooks are gonna land, but most of those looked like they were gonna hit, and then Deathwing just like stepped in or something. So it was pretty tough. Most of the things that in our kit are possible advantages got blocked or something, so felt bad that game.
And then moving into game number 3. So, are you guys going to have nightmares about rip tires tonight?
Yeah, I mean, certainly. There were a couple of those, especially after 20, where we realized, wait, how many of us did that hit, and are we about to eat another one? And we had also slightly underestimated how much splash damage the hammer was just able to kind of put out. So at some point, we just decided that we had to change things up and just play a little bit more. Kind of just going for them instead of letting them just slowly build their territory out on us.
Oh,
well, for me, I thought the big difference was like we got a few kills and managed to like slow the map down a little bit, because with the hammer we couldn't get like anywhere near her with Garrosh, and so once we started to be able to kind of roam around bushes, that's kind of when it changed a bit. Because I could actually get on top of the enemies and, surprise them and stuff. So they were really, like, making it impossible almost the whole game until we got, like, a little bit of map pressure back.
No, I definitely agree with that. The thing I would say is that it felt very, very, very difficult and almost impossible for you to push into the enemy when they knew you were coming. I don't think anything illustrated that quite as much as the solo hammer killing 2 of you as you tried to walk into their base. That was nuts, but then you're right, once you got to the middle of the map and you were able to come from an angle they weren't necessarily expecting, then all of a sudden, like, their team was forcibly split by the double throw, and then, well, we saw what happened.
Right. One fun thing that I like to watch with teams is I like to try to kind of point out which one. I don't say this to the team or anything, but which one's the like shot caller. And I think it must have been French. And whenever a damage is the shot caller, because they'll like accidentally sometimes tend to run in front of the tank because they're giving the calls, And so it happened like once or twice where the Junkrat was a little closer to the bush than the tank was. And so that helped out a little bit.
It absolutely did. Although I think this was just more intimidation, but you specifically, DeWitt, gave me minor heart palpitations because I would see you run out. I'm like, DeWitt, the rest of your team is like way back there.
Yeah, they don't know that. Don't give it away. That's my secret.
Well,
I'm always too far ahead.
luckily, there's a delay, so you're right, they didn't know. But I knew, and I was like, ah, this game is on a razor's edge. Oh my god, not like this.
Oh yeah, we knew it too. We were just trying to catch up.
But those are the questions I had for you, except for, I know the answer to this, but I always ask it. Why is your team named Xul Gin Distillery?
Fresh, what do you think?
Man, it's been so long.
I just
don't know.
remember getting a list of options and we chose this one, but I don't remember how we got the list.
Oh yeah, I was like, I guess at this point it's like 7 or 8 years ago. I just came up with a bunch of puns. I don't ask what they were. I have no idea. But
Yeah,
this
because
was
this
our
one was the
test.
winner, right? So
Yeah.
this was
yeah.
the winner.
No one remembers Silver.
Mhm.
Exactly.
But okay, those are all the questions I have for you. Let me turn it over to you for any shout outs you might want to give.
Yeah, I mean,
you
as
got?
always, we want to make sure to shout out our sixth person on our team, Cowboy Kyle. It's always nice knowing that we have somebody dependable backing us up if we need, and we really appreciate getting the cast.
Well, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. Big
thank-
shout out to you, Raka, for taking the time to cast for us tonight.
Of
I
course.
think we put on a pretty good show, both teams. So
No, absolutely. This has been a joy to cast. I do have
Yeah.
to, and I'm sorry to do this, but I have to bring the mood down just a little bit. You guys may or may not know this, but something happened, and Bad Rats were playing with a sub tonight, so just keep that in mind for playoffs.
yeah, we had to change. I mean, we had to change our bands and stuff. We played we played against Logicalia last season, and he pulled out Lost Vikings and beat us. So we already knew kind of what to expect in terms of the trickery there, but he or she, I don't know, but they played well.
Absolutely did.
Yeah, shout out to Bad Rats for an incredible game.
Yeah, we look
Yes,
forward
that's
to
our
the
shout outs.
potential rematch.
So, yeah, but very much looking forward to playoffs because I'm sure you guys will meet at some point. But with that, I'll let you enjoy the after party. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
All right. Thanks
Yep.
again. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely my
Good night.
pleasure. And with that, we're going to go ahead and raid over to 7th Ace. 7th Ace is playing the newly released Battle Aces because their name is 7th Ace. Like, of course they're going to play Battle Aces. Hello?